Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Amy Aaliyah, an actress here in Korea, but I have a more important job today because we are meeting some of the best and brightest foreigners here in Korea in the startup industry. So I'm very excited to get to know them today. I'm sure you are as well. Welcome to the show, guys. Yay! I've actually been in Korea for over 10 years. I'm sure we all have differing levels of experience with Korean culture, so we're going to discuss a little bit about that today. But I think to start off, it would be great if everyone could introduce themselves and tell us about your business.
My name is Kay, co-founder and COO of Oman Technologies from Dallas, Texas. We've built the world's first permanent magnet-based precision tracking system. I know that's a mouthful, but what that essentially means is that we're able to track very tiny sensors with a very high precision, its position and orientation. So right now we're focused on a surgical tool tracking inside human body while doing operations, but we're hoping to expand that technology into other application areas, and we're hoping to find such opportunities in Korea.
I'm Wayan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Technology. We're based out of Malaysia. What we basically do is we build smart vending machines that are equipped with IoT, SaaS cloud solutions, and analytical applications. We all have seen big old vending machines around the world, and they are not really connected to the cloud, or the brands using the vending machines cannot get the end-user customer data insights. So we're reinventing the future of smart retailing systems by introducing world first smart vending machines in Asia Pacific region. With the KSGC program, we found a lot of business opportunities in Korea, and we've signed partnerships with many brands. And we're ready to rock and roll in Korea. If you want to know more about my company, better go check out our LinkedIn page.
Mathieu Charrière from Paris, France. So I'm a member of the board of Regular Access, which is a biotech company. We're developing new biological entities. So we patented like 86,000 peptides. And the first lead candidate is just simply creating an entire therapeutic class called disease-modifying osteoarthritis drugs. And this is going to completely disrupt and enhance the quality of life of more than 500,000 Korean citizens.
My name is Trevor Owens. I am the CEO of Rocketship, and we are an online education platform. Due to COVID-19 and the global recession, most global companies are now actually accelerating the rate of job automation. And so there are millions, actually tens of millions of people who now need to reskill over the next 5 years. And what our company does is we actually connect multinational companies who are hiring for these new and growing careers with the best teachers online, so that in one place you can go and you can learn a new skill and also get placed into a new job. And so we call it the Career Accelerator model, and our website is on rocketship.com. And if you are looking to join an exciting startup, we are hiring, so come find us.
Investors are welcome too.
Well, that's just the right word. Thank you, Matthew. My name is Claudia, and I'm the head of business development at HeartForce. We are in the early detection of heart disease with a device which is the first in the market for self-screening anytime, anywhere. And we are about to enter the Korean market. As we all know, Koreans live a very stressful lifestyle, and heart disease, it will happen to 1 in 5 of you.
Okay, so the great thing is all of these people joining me here today are actually winners from the KSGC program. So maybe we can learn a little bit more about the program first. Could you explain?
So KSGC, Korea Startup Grand Challenge, is essentially a international startup competition hosted by Korea's National IT Promotion Agency. So we started, I think, somewhere around 2,600 companies that applied. 55 of us got the chance to come to Korea and do the 3 months acceleration. And during those 3 months acceleration, you're essentially given the support from the government agencies as well as the investors and VCs that help you essentially prove out your business models in Korea. So if you do that, then you can essentially use Korea as the springboard to enter the greater Asian market or even the greater global market. Can't get bigger than that. So I don't know what I was thinking. So yeah, and luckily, 5 of us, we are the top 5 winners, and given a chance, obviously, to come back for the second acceleration. So even more opportunities and even more resources coming our ways, essentially.
This sounds suspiciously similar to a Korean drama that's really hot right now. I'm sure you've heard of it. Startup. Wow. So you guys have watched it?
Yeah, of course.
You've been following it?
Yeah.
How similar is that to your actual experience?
Well, I just don't have a drama.
It's a television show, so it's obviously more dramatized, but maybe you have some kind of moment that you remember from your actual experience.
Like, it was definitely one of my best moments. So one of the co-inventors of the regular access patent accepted to join the program, and so came here. He's a handsome Italian guy, super intelligent, and so he has a famous handmade Italian shirt that he likes a lot. And so for the first meeting with French Tech here, so we went to a Korean barbecue. And so we started to place the meat on on the barbecue plate, and so at the end we ended up with pork intestine that started to pop up everywhere in the room. And so Raffaello was super careful about this shirt. He's he loves this shirt, and I know that. So he ended up 3 meters away from the table with his chopsticks, using them as a baseball bat to kick whatever was popping out of the barbecue. And that was definitely one of my favorite moments here during the program.
That brings up a good point, though, about doing business in Korea. You're often going out for meals and entertaining with potential clients or
Which is not a
investors.
problem for French and Italian people at all. That's our favorite part of the business.
But have you ever worn an apron?
No.
Here, they give you an apron, right, to protect your shirt, but I guess they didn't have an
okay.
apron for him. That's what you should get him as a gift next time.
Raffaello, next time. He's capable of that.
I think when it comes to doing business, Asia is really the future. If you look within a 5-hour flight of Hong Kong, more than half of the world's population lives within a 5-hour flight of Hong Kong. It's called the Valerie Pira Circle. And so over 4 billion people in the future in these growing economies are going to be where you want to be if you're starting a business. And I think Korea is among the best places to use as a gateway, not only because of the values here in terms of the international economy values, but also because of the talent. The talent in Korea is some of the best technical talent. It's becoming the R&D hub of the world. And so being in Korea is a great place if you want to access the future potential of Asia.
Well, I mean, Korea is probably the safest spot in the world right now, and we're very glad to be here. But when I found out about this program and about Korea, we did a market research. It was about 14 to 16 pages long, and we did very primary, secondary market researches, and it shows that in Korea there are a lot of competitors out there. I mean, I'm sure even if you have an idea and you want to come into Korean market, it's going to be super hard. But the thing is, as our friends here said, the talent here is pretty good, and they are very open for innovations, and the country is already on the verge of very good high advanced technology. So I mean, you just need to know how to utilize them and think about a very good business model and find a very good Korean partner, so that maybe you can penetrate into the market faster.
So we actually have a surprise for our winners here of the KSGC program. Congratulations!
You get the honor. I gotta eat all the cake.
Yes, these are the 5 winners of the KSGC program. So maybe you guys can also tell us what your plans are for the future.
So yeah, So part of the program that encouraged us, what they encouraged us to do was to actually establish a Korean company in Korea, which will essentially help us connect with government agencies, work with local corporations easier than if we were just working with, say, we're from the United States. The time difference and all of that is a little more difficult. So we've established a local corporation. We're planning to hire some R&D talent here, run an R&D center, maybe use it as a further incubation ground for some of the new technologies that we're developing. So some of the natural sciences, people who've studied that, those are our main priority talent hires. And then after that, it's all about finding those strategic partners in many application areas. I mentioned healthcare, surgical areas, but there's also simulations and trainings of all kinds. So just gonna be on the lookout for those opportunities.
During the past 2.5 months, we have established a local corporation here, and I have hired one local talent already. And last month, we secured seed funding for a Korean entity from Myanmar. So I can say that technology in Korea, like the ground of technology in Korea, is pretty firm. And we just started to work out a lot of POCs projects with Lotte, and the discussions are going on in very details. I mean, it just happened last week, and it's going to happen in the coming weeks as well. Our plan for the next 6 months to a year is to secure at least 5 to 10 POCs with big brands in Korea, so that we can start deploying the vending machines out there. And I'll be building a team of 12 in 2021. And after Korea, we're not just stopping by. We're also entering the Vietnam market, and we're also looking at Middle Eastern market and looking for partners. Yeah.
Sounds like more cakes are coming your way then.
More cakes.
Future cakes just flying at
vending
you.
machine.
Cake vending machine.
Right. Let's talk to Paris Baguette.
But it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities, and another part of the KSGC program is the follow-up support program, which allows for a further 3.5 months of support. So one last final thing I want to ask from you guys is to maybe give one tip, very concise, for anyone looking to enter the KSGC program. If you have like one piece of advice that you want to give.
Well, the one piece I would say, don't be afraid of language barriers. There are so many kind and nice people supporting you along the way.
I would say be humble and give it your all. Like, this is a great opportunity. It's a priceless opportunity. If you make the most of it, then you have a lot of opportunities.
Well, I invested again in the company in August, and I'm like convincing them to attend next year. So I will not be back personally, but I already gave them some advice. Like, don't underestimate that 3 months and a half. It seems a long period, but like to establish a company, like sign firm deals here, it's super short and super intense. So like as soon as you know that you are selected, start to contact the people. Let them be aware that you're coming in and you're coming in strong, and that's the way you can rock the place.
I guess I'll kind of add on to what Matthew was saying. Like, I think you gotta plan it earlier and look for opportunities, not just in like corporations, but also the government agencies and things like that, because the Korean government is basically all in on supporting startup ecosystem. I mean, you can see just that they don't really ask of us anything other than just work hard, and they give us 3 months of stipends, as well as if you do well, these the winnings, right? How do you say it? What do you call it?
The champions.
Well, we get the prize money. Like, you get prize money that will help you set up your entities in Korea and go even further. And if you do plan it earlier, because Korea has done well to sort of guard itself against the whole COVID situations, if you put in the effort, it could make the difference of, hey, just doing some random conference call and having a face-to-face with an investor. Like in our case, because we planned earlier, we were able to talk to investors face to face, obviously keeping the safety regulations in mind. And I think that made a lot of difference in the end. Yeah.
Great. Well, you heard it here from the winners themselves. That was excellent pieces of advice, and I think this is more interesting than the drama startup, actually. We should start a reality show with you guys. I think potential reality show stars on top of being superstar CEOs.
bring back the founder guy.
Exactly. Maybe on the next episode. So, but I really do want to thank each and every one of you for coming and sharing your wisdom and your time, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. So that's going to bring the show to a close for today. I want to thank everyone for watching. Make sure you join us next time on Meetup, where we support all of the development of startups here in Korea.